One morning the streets were silent. No soldiers marched through the gates, no fires consumed the palaces, no king announced the end. Yet one of the world's greatest civilizations was already disappearing. Thousands of homes stood empty, markets stopped trading, temples echoed without worshippers, the cities remained. The people did not. How can an empire vanish without a war? For more than a century, archaeologists asked that question. Their answers became stranger with every discovery. The civilization was the Indus Valley Civilization. It flourished nearly 4,500 years ago. Its territory stretched across what is now Pakistan and northwest India. It covered almost 1 million square kilometers. That made it larger than ancient Egypt, larger than Mesopotamia. Its greatest cities were astonishing. Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dolavira. These were not chaotic settlements. They were carefully planned. Wide streets crossed each other at perfect right angles. Brick houses lined the roads. Nearly every home had access to water. Many even had private toilets. Underground drainage systems carried waste away. Some modern cities would struggle to match that level of sanitation. The people built with remarkable precision. Their bricks followed nearly identical proportions across hundreds of kilometers. That level of standardization suggests careful organization. Trade connected the civilization to distant lands. Ships carried goods through the Arabian Sea. Merchants exchanged beads, cotton, copper, and precious stones. Artifacts from the Indus Valley have even been found in ancient Mesopotamia. The civilization seemed stable, peaceful, prosperous. Then something changed. Around 1900 BCE, the great cities began to shrink. Public buildings were abandoned. Long-distance trade weakened. Craft production declined. Neighborhoods emptied. Generation after generation quietly moved away. There are almost no signs of massive battles. Very few weapons have been discovered. Most skeletons show no evidence of violent deaths. For decades, some historians blamed foreign invaders. The idea seemed simple. A stronger civilization arrived. The old one collapsed, but the evidence refused to cooperate. Modern archaeology tells a different story. The cities were not suddenly destroyed. They slowly faded, like a candle running out of wax. So what happened? Scientists turned to geology, then climatology, then ancient river systems. One clue came from the rivers themselves. Many Indus cities depended on reliable water, but rivers are not permanent. Over centuries, they shift. Some dry up, others change direction. Research suggests that major river systems feeding parts of the civilization became weaker. Monsoon rains also changed. Climate records preserved inside cave formations and lake sediments point towards centuries of declining rainfall. Less rain meant weaker harvests. Weaker harvests meant food became harder to produce. Large cities depend on enormous amounts of food arriving every day. When agriculture weakens, cities become fragile. Instead of one catastrophic event, families likely made practical decisions. Move closer to reliable water, find better farmland, leave the crowded city behind. One family left, then another, then thousands more. The empire did not disappear overnight, it quietly dissolved. Today, archaeologists continue uncovering pieces of its story. Researchers such as Gregory Possehl, Jonathan Mark Kenoyer, and Rita Wright have shown that collapse does not always arrive with violence. Sometimes civilizations simply become unsustainable. People adapt, they migrate, life continues somewhere else. That may be the strangest lesson of all. History often teaches us to expect dramatic endings, but real civilizations usually end much more quietly. The empty streets of the Indus Valley remind us that the greatest threat is not always invasion. Sometimes the world changes just enough that staying becomes harder than leaving. And centuries later, all that remains is a silent city waiting for someone to ask why everyone walked away.